It's a different identity.
This is behind the scenes.
How the magic happens, like if it was Hollywood.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me. All right.
What up, fellas? We got DG in the motherfucking house.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, and he got the radio voice too.
I'm trying, man.
Dude, this guy got it turned up, man. He's good.
Yeah.
For real, DG, you could have a fucking radio show, dude.
He can fucking 45 minutes. We're all gonna end up with no shirts on, right?
Oh no, I don't think so, man. If you want some more subscribers, don't have me take my shirt off.
Ooh.
Doing calisthenics with our shirts off.
What up, Fraser?
What's happening, man?
What do you got?
I don't know, man. Got a little special guest today. DG dropped by.
Yeah.
So, what's up? Do you want to jump to shout-outs?
Give them all out. Get out of here. Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way.
A special what's up to Martin from London. I'll get to that story later. What's up to Maya, Isabel, Randy Rocha, Superfan, one of the best guys around, Casey Williams, Anthony Nixon. What's up, Olivia Navarro, Darla Wright, Jeff Baca. What's up to old coach Dwayne Gaines, Vineyard owner Stephen Garbato, Granny Sam. And to, what did we get this week? 25 overseas, Weller. We got overseas viewers from India, South Korea, Philippines, Poland, and Pakistan. And then our special shout out this week goes to someone everyone knows. Once I start talking about this guy, you're going to realize who he is.
Ooh.
He's an avid horseshoe thrower, a bowler, taekwondo instructor.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Pepsi Corporation regional manager from Grenada, Missouri. What's up, Ronnie Matthews?
Shout out to Ronnie.
What's up, Ronnie? What are we gonna do?
There's a couple sounds that always fucking get me excited. It's the theme music and the fucking. Oh, I should have this in the bedroom so when I'm fucking, I can just be like, "That's all you get, sir." And then I'll do this for my ego.
No, do the other one.
That's the one she'll push. That's the one she'll push for you. That's all I get.
That's awesome, dude.
Right.
So what do we want to jump into right off the bat?
Go ahead, start it slow, Fresh.
You want me to start with Coke at 45?
Coke at 45.
Coke at 45. 30 seconds.
It's like
go.
it's like people who are fucking join a gang after they have lived like a normal life. You know, I think I'm gonna join a fucking gang. No, there's the music artists like fucking Chris Brown and these people. They just all of a sudden they're gonna be in a fucking gang. What? That's going backwards, isn't it?
Dude, what about the NFL players who just got busted for being in the fucking dope ring, dude?
Right. That's all I'm thinking.
MLB players too.
That's been happening for a long time though, man. Because there's ex-Cowboys from like the '90s.
Oh,
Not the people.
Eric Williams.
No, Sam Hurd.
Who's the dude got like 260 pounds of pot or something? Remember? He was a lineman.
That was Nate Newton, but he's turned his shit around since, and that was weed.
That's pot. That's what I'm saying. Every time they put on the news like we just seized 700 pounds of marijuana. It's like who gives a fuck?
My neighbor grows that in his backyard.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Fuck.
It's twisted, man. Shit's wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I heard Andrew Yang saying he's gonna fucking legalize all that shit first day of
But all drugs? All drugs?
Yeah.
All? Like all of them.
Then the fucking war on drugs is over. You just won. We start taxing it.
I don't think it's over, dude.
It's far from over.
Yeah.
I mean, in that scenario, it's...
Well, the U.S. paying fucking... Look at how many guys we got on the Coast Guard chasing down ships and shit.
Yeah.
Well, all the stuff
jumping on submarines and shit.
All the stuff that they found with the hallucinogenics, like the mushrooms and stuff, are like fucking reset your mind. They treat like alcoholism and stuff with it.
Yeah.
Under a doctor's care. I mean, some of that stuff could fucking help you out.
Like DMT, they use that shit.
Yeah. I mean, look at CBDs now. I mean, everybody's swearing by them, dude.
Right.
Like real CBDs, everybody's fucking swearing by them. Pharmaceutical companies are spending so much money to try to fucking stop this shit, dude.
Yeah, because fucking you can grow it in your backyard, dude. You don't need a fucking FDA approval or none of that shit. You grow it in your backyard and you'll be good.
Yeah, and there's no fucking like major side effects like fucking painkillers have on your fucking pancreas and liver and kidneys and shit.
Or the addictive side.
Well, and
Yeah.
wait till these, like myself, when I get older, what am I gonna have? Dementia, Alzheimer's, all that shit because of fucking painkillers?
Do you ever notice that a fucking tweaker is always the fucking last one to die, like, or a crackhead? Like,
man.
you go to town, go to town, and somebody that you know was tweaking 20 years are still alive.
Right.
And the only time they're gonna die is when they stop doing it.
You know what? Roll into it. Let's do tweakers, man.
Oh, we're rolling straight to Tweekers. All right, here we go.
Yep, one of my favorite topics. Dude,
Ready?
because,
Are you ready? Are we going? Yeah, dude, I don't get it.
I never understood that. I never, like, I was watching, I'm like, you never see anybody do good on it. You never be like, fuck, that fucker's doing good. He's
Yeah.
tweaking? Is that what you're doing? You're tweaking?
Yeah.
Everybody looks fucked up. And they're like, no, I want to do that. What are you doing? You doing crank? Let me do some.
Yeah. Or, oh wow, he actually put that all the way back together after he tore it apart.
there's no pieces left.
Yeah, it actually runs. He's driving it. I was shit you not. I seen some of the best deals ever made, right? Like a '67 Firebird convertible, right? And my boy was looking for one, and we found one out in Sacramento, and we went out there, and it was gutted. You know, the guy advertised it the way it was: engines out, engines completely apart. But it turns out his son was a meth head and tore the whole thing down, and then just left it that way.
Dude, there was a show, I remember seeing it, where they had like a tweaker, a drunk, and a pothead, right? And they had them like put together IKEA furniture.
You told me about that before.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
And they have them
I would
driving
like to
around
see
the racetrack and shit. You don't remember that shit?
No.
Oh, dude, it was one of the best shows.
What was that on? Or
YouTube?
It was like a Nat Geo thing. I mean, it was a legit shit. Dude.
Nat Geo. A
It was
tweaker,
legit.
a fucking priest, a fucking Irishman.
Walk into a bar.
But the thing is, man, they fucking the stoner they used. He was an occasional user. He wasn't an everyday smoker.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they should have used somebody that smokes every day, because the guy, once he got loaded, you could tell he was fucking.
Yeah, he couldn't focus at
He
all.
was fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I get, but that has to do with that person, because I know people who smoke every day, all day, and function fine.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
I work
They
with
should
people.
have used one of those guys.
But you have people who get fucking lazy and shit, or in the couch all day. Fucking, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
What's up?
That's kind of a choice, though, right?
Yeah, kind of. You know what? That's why I told my daughter. I just told her recently that I smoke weed, whatever.
Yeah.
But and I was like, I didn't promote it, or I didn't like make it known to you guys, because once you have to basically, I think this is what I think, kind of get established, have a job, have a family, before you can really, I think, enjoy it. Like, I remember smoking all the time. That didn't get me motivated, dude. I stayed
Right.
fucking and I fucked up a lot of my time by smoking weed. That's why I told her, I said I didn't want to like glorify her, make her. There's nothing wrong with it. I just want you guys to get established first, and once you get established, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed, dude. I mean, once you become an adult, I'd rather have my kid probably smoke weed every once in a while than become an alcoholic,
Oh,
No,
no,
by
without
far.
a doubt. Without
or
a
even
doubt.
smoke cigarettes.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
Fuck.
such a waste of.
I think
20.
just look at, okay, you get loaded, right?
Right.
Get as high as you want. I don't care. Just make that level. You're number 10 out of 10 high, right? You're gonna be fine in like 45 minutes,
All right.
an
Yeah.
hour, right?
Yeah.
But you get as drunk as you can get drunk, right? You're fucked up the next day.
I can't drink, dude. It's
Yeah,
just like
you're-
now it just turns into a headache anymore. I'm
You're
just not a
done.
big drinker.
It's crooked, man. But let's roll on some tweaker shit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Fucking-
tweaker shit.
You
I
got
got
a tweaker story?
I got a story.
Go
I got
ahead,
a story.
DG.
All right, so I work in the Lodi area now that I retired out of the military, right? So I'm leaving work one day. It's about 5 o'clock, and I'm at the stop sign of Turner Road and Sacramento Street, right? You familiar with that?
Yep.
Where that underpass is
Yep.
and stuff. And I'm, it's kind of crazy. They're, seeing traffic and stuff. So that's what I'm focused on. And oh, thank you. And
I barely hear you.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
No,
it sounds like I'm yelling.
Just a
and
couple inches makes a difference.
shit. Okay, so.
Put your mouth on the lips, dude.
Oh,
Lips on the mic.
Here we go. So anyway, I'm like focused on traffic, right? So I can get out there safely. And all of a sudden, I see some shirtless dude walking up to my window, right? So I grab for the door handle because the last thing I want to do is get caught in the car. But anyway, I look up and it's fucking Jim Bowles, dude. And he's like, "What's up, Dan?" And I, damn, for one, the first thing in my head was like, how this motherfucker recognize me hella quick, right? So I roll my window down. I'm like, what's up, Jim? And he goes, hey, man, what are you doing right now? I said, I just got off work, man. As a matter of fact, I was hoping somebody would pull up behind me. So, hey, I got to go. But
Yeah.
it didn't happen, of course. And I'm eating a piece of cheese because I was like full keto then, right? So I'm trying to eat a piece
You gonna
of
finish
cheese.
that?
Exactly, bro.
Oh, no. Wait.
like, I don't know what it, like shit all around his mouth and
Yeah,
stuff,
Mom.
man. And he was like, hey, you gonna finish it? I was like, no, man, go ahead. And as he reached for it, I'm like, okay, how quick can I let go of it before he's like, hey, thanks, bro. Hey, man, all right, man, take care, bro. And he's like, all right. You know, and I was like, God damn. He looked shredded, though, right?
Dude, yeah, because he ain't eating.
Shredded, like muscled up? Or
Always,
toned?
he was always kind of a big guy, so I'm sure it's going to take a lot more years before it, like, but I'm talking about, like, no body fat. Just, I mean, he looked sucked up. He didn't look like, you know, Jim Bulls used to look, obviously. But
when you had a bologna sandwich diet, dude, that's what it does, man.
Right. Bologna sandwich.
What is it that you get to that point, though? That's what's sad, dude. It's sad.
Look at this guy, man. I mean,
is it your support group?
He had everything you could want, though, when he was in high school, right? He had that brand new Camaro, right?
Yeah.
He had
That's
chicks
right,
on
man.
him.
I forgot about that.
Had the parties.
Yeah, he had all the parties. I mean, the guy had every, like, advantage you would think.
Do you think it's a support group, though? If your support group around you is, like, either pushing that narrative or... Like, we've had friends, okay, that fucking tweak the fuck out. But, I mean, I think that our friends have always had some sort of support group or, like... Or an example, like, hey, my boys ain't doing this shit, so I need to get my fucking head out of my ass. I don't know, maybe somebody like that don't have any kind of fucking support group and just goes down that wormhole.
Well, let me tell you what I think it is when shit comes too easy, then you take it for granted.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's where you fall into those traps of, this shit will always be like this, right?
Oh,
that's all they've ever known.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Being popular and fucking having a car. And
it was always there. You didn't have to work to get that. Now, screw the popular part. I don't give a shit about that. But, I mean, some people do. Yeah. Obviously, at that age when you're younger, too. But I'm talking about already had the car, didn't have to, you know.
Didn't work for it.
Whatever.
Uncle Rico.
Yeah.
Huh?
With Napoleon Dynamite, he'd living in that past, out in the fucking field throwing that football. Like, life's always.
Coach would have put me back in.
Yeah, fucking what ifs, man. What
ifs? Championship.
And they get to the point where you sometimes you get to that low where you have to. Everybody goes to a low where they have to dig themselves out, and some people just can't dig themselves out. And it could be not a drug addict low, but just like a low in life, like
just a
fucking divorce or you're fucking something about your kid or whatever it is, and you have to fucking dig yourself out. You got to keep going.
Well, dude, there's something with it because look at these thousands and thousands of homeless people, right? Mm-hmm. I would say I'm gonna give you a Fraser percentage. 92% of them use methamphetamines, dude, or some type of fucking drug,
heroin or something like that.
So wherever that drug takes them is worth it. That's what I mean.
To them, that's all they're looking for is the escape.
I mean, dude, I want to live in a tent for like maybe 2 or 3 days and then go home and fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to take a shower, dude. I think about that, man. Like,
I don't even like camping. I gotta fucking sleep in my own bed, dude. I fucking can't stand being not in my own fucking. I don't even like staying in hotel rooms though. I get fucking.
Really?
That's why I commute so far because I don't want to stay in a hotel room.
Yeah.
I just want to be home and sit on my couch and watch TV.
Even if it's for a few hours, even though you got to get up early the next day, I know the feeling.
Yeah, I just fucking rather be there, dude.
Right.
I can't stand it. I don't know.
What I don't understand though too is tweaking, right? You don't eat for one, right? So you're not eating. That's one of my favorite things to do is fucking eat.
Yeah.
My second, sleeping. Sleeping's fucking fun.
Yeah.
I like taking a nap. I like to get a good night's sleep. You don't do either of those two things on fucking when you're tweaking. Yeah. I've tweaked before. I've been fucking tweaked out, dude.
Have you? Like tweaked.
Stayed up.
There's a difference between doing a line of fucking crank, you know. Yeah. Oh, one time I did a line, then being tweaked, bro.
Oh yeah.
To me, tweaker
is a lifestyle.
Is a way of life.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's not recreational. It's a professional tweaker.
Yeah,
I guess that's
there is
one
professional
way to put it.
tweakers, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm at the gas station the other day, dude, and I'm pumping gas, and usually I'm always paying attention to what's going on, and it was just early, so I'm all of a sudden, guy just fucking literally just popped out, boom, right here. Yeah. Fucking no shirt on. It's like fucking 4 a.m. Fucking no socks or shoes on, dude. His hair was just knotted up, and he was like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "Holy fuck!" I fucking scared the shit out of me, dude. He's all, "What's up, bro, man? You got a soda or something?" I'm like, "No." He's all, "You got $1?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got $1. Here you go." But yeah, I mean, like, fuck, that'd be so brutal, dude. Walking away, and maybe I'm fucking too empathetic with people. I just feel bad for people. I'm like, fuck, what happened in your life that you got this way? I just feel bad. I always think, what can I do to help you? But there's nothing I can do to help you.
You know, especially pretty girls or even good-looking dudes, man. I mean, you got it in. You got the pretty card, right? You got the pretty card you can play with, so I don't know how a pretty chick goes downhill like that, like fucking. Or here's another one: families. You'll see it not only happen to one kid, all 3 kids, or all 4 kids in the family are fucking tweakers.
Yeah, That's,
it's a family affair.
Laying flat in the fucking El Camino, fucking waiting for people to drive by, flashing a flashlight.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Drop the tailgate and just come rolling out barefoot, just talking shit, flexed up on everybody. What the fuck, man?
They're coming to get me.
Yeah.
They're coming to get
take me away.
I took a shortcut.
So what's up, man? Are we gonna fucking solve the tweaker issue, or fucking?
Yeah, we'll legalize it. That'll solve it. Did you say that earlier?
Yeah, I think if you legalize it, think about it. Okay, let's say fucking tweak was legal, right? Like you can go buy the old school biker dope.
Before you get into this analogy, can I give you a perspective of a child's view of something? Absolutely. Okay, here's a child's view of something. To me, when I say child, a young person, okay, teenager, whatever. As soon as they see the word legal, oh, that's less damaging. Because if it was really damaging, there's no way our country would let that be legal.
That's 100% true. Look at pharmaceutical drugs.
Yep.
They're all legal. So I'm gonna put my kid on Prozac or whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, I think that has. We don't want to get start random thoughts, but I mean that has to do with this mass shootings and shit. I mean, these young kids are fucking are
mentally unstable, dude.
Yes, because they're from little tiny 3-4-year-old. They're giving them pills and shit to stabilize their mind. At 13, they take them off of them. Yeah. So what happens? Usually it's these fucking 14, 15, 16-year-old kids that go fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're going through adolescence, puberty at the same time. You know, you got shit changing. But
I think people are so quick to just fucking treat people with drugs instead of just fucking an ass whooping or a yelling or a stern talking to or some support, conversation, just more energy. Instead of just, I hear this all the time, dude. Well, my kid's hyperactive. We're putting them on Prozac. Like, why would you do that, dude?
Yeah.
Spend a little energy first to see if you can work this fucking thing out.
Right. How about a diet change? You know.
There you go. A diet change, 100%, dude.
Quit feeding the kid fucking ice cream every time he throws a tantrum or something. You know.
You know
what I mean? I mean that's kind of a generic way to say it. But
I seen it in Walmart the other day. I was with my granddaughter and we're walking through. She's 3 this week, by the way. Happy birthday, Veda.
Happy birthday.
This kid's throwing a tantrum. The mom's got 2 kids. One of them's acting all right. The other one's in the cart. He's like 5 years old, standing in the fucking cart. First of all, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This kid's way too big to be standing in the cart. And then he's like, eh. And Veda goes, Papa, what's wrong? What happened to him? I said, that boy never had a spanking.
Did you say it loud enough for them to hear it?
And she looked at me like, oh, I would never, you know, she gave me the look like, I would never. But that's what's wrong with that kid is he never had a fucking spanking.
Yeah, he never got disciplined.
Discipline. Everybody's form of discipline's different. But fuck, we were at the restaurant the other day and we're sitting there in the booth and the little kid's like right there. You ever get those little kids that are right there just like, nah. And nobody's even paying attention to this kid. I'm like, there's no way I would let my kid just stand there bothering somebody while they fucking eat. And they're oblivious. The parents are oblivious. Yeah. And this kid grows up to be a fucked up fucking individual, dude. With no fucking
tweaker.
Yeah.
He's the next tweaker.
The next tweaker.
No.
Okay, that was so the other thing. Let's say you could buy that rosebud crank or the fucking peanut butter
crank.
The peanut butter shit, but all the drugs are legal at Walmart, right? Are you gonna go buy crack? Are you gonna go buy some fucking crank at Walmart because it's legal?
You got to. Do you have to get it prescribed?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can go get it like beer, wine, weed. It's just legal, right? You're probably not gonna go do it. I might do it. You guys wouldn't. But I might go do it. I might go buy some just to try it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But that's what I'm saying. Just making it legal, the only thing it changes is the bad side of it. The cops aren't chasing them, you know. I think they're still going to steal and rob and all that kind of shit.
Okay, but we're just talking about how all these kids were putting them on Prozac. Now all of a sudden we put another generation on fucking more drugs that's fucking easily accessible. What do you think's going to happen 20, 30 years from now? And this happened 20, 30 years ago. We started putting these kids on this medicinal shit. So now all of a sudden you're going to legalize this. Now you got another generation on more fucking drugs. Is drugs really the fucking answer, dude?
Well, what was it? In the 70s they had like greenies or something like that where it was basically legalized crank. Amphetamines. Was it amphetamines?
I was barely born in 74.
I know we were, but I know they had something called greenies or something because baseball players used to take them and they talked about it.
Black beauties?
Something like that. It was basically.
No, really? Did you remember? I remember.
It was legalized methamphetamine for like weight loss and depression.
Fin.
But it's fucking everything from food to alcohol to drugs. It's moderation. People can't do shit in moderation. I mean, you know, like DG said, okay, somebody did crank one time or did coke or whatever. People party and experiment, do acid, whatever. But in moderation, you got some people like Jim Bowles who can't do it in moderation, have to fucking do crank and crank and crank and crank. I mean, that happens with coffee or food or whatever. People just can't do shit in moderation. I think that's the problem too with a lot of people.
Gluttony.
How many people do we know that stopped doing drugs but they picked up something else and they do it fucking habitually? Just like I work with a guy who's clean and sober for 20 years, right? But whatever he does, it's like if he gets into
model airplane,
whatever it is, it's full on go 100%. He doesn't have that moderation.
He has an obsessive personality.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem too.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
Some of my hobbies get like that for me until the wife checks me on it. You're going again.
I think the process is, though, the government finds a way, or these pharmaceutical companies find a way to duplicate the effects of the drug and then sell it legally, like hydrocodone or Norco. They're all mimicking
in lighter doses, so they can buy more and more and more.
Yes. So once they find a way to legally make tweak, right, as a pharmaceutical deal, then it's going to be legal, dude.
We're so fucking smart, man.
Dude, we fix we fucking fix shit. Let's roll it.
Imagine if we were tweaking right now, dude. We'd already be done. We'd already solved the world problems. We'd already be vacuuming in front of here.
Dude, what do we got there? How about
we got up and looked out the window like 5 times already in this segment.
who's out
Did you hear that?
Who was it?
I don't know. What is it?
You guys were talking about garbage life.
It's
man.
Kurt. Hey, Kurt.
Pepsi Cola King.
Uh-oh. I didn't go there.
What's up with the garbage life, man?
People live in, like, okay, your circumstance, everybody's born in different circumstances. And some people use those circumstances to try to get out, or they get caught up in it, whatever the case is. I think a lot of things have to do with support group, but people that really live that life aren't really, in a negative way, aren't really promoting that life. Like, but people who do promote that life sometimes really didn't live it. Like, they're
like Eminem saying he lived in a trailer park or something like that, right?
Well, he might have lived in a trailer park, but I think glorifying that life, making like it, like
like jailbirds. Jailbirds do that.
Star Brim.
Yeah,
Perfect example.
Glorifying that shit, like making it look like cool, like I'm fucking. I mean. Okay, I understand some people are born in this circumstance where maybe they have to join a gang to get to school. Whatever it is. I don't know. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But most of these people realize how fucked up it is and aren't fucking glorifying it. They're trying to get out. Like, I listened to Trey D from the East Side Boys on Vlad TV. And he's like, he got out. Snoop Dogg, he got out. Like, he talked. The other day I listened to Snoop Dogg talk, and he was like, you know, women need to wear clothes. They can't be walking around butt naked. They got more to show. And he goes, because this is why I changed my talent, because I became an adult. I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
But glorifying a life.
No, I had a kid stay with us for a while. I won't throw his name out, but he was in CYA and he came out.
Kevin Burke?
No, he lived with us for about 9 months. He's a good kid, and he's got a good union job, started a family. He's doing good now, but this kid, he's eating top ramen and he's doing some different shit to it. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? He's like, oh, this way we did it when we were in YA, man. This is how we eat it. Like, and then I'm like, dude, you realize you're not in YA anymore. You don't have to eat shit like that anymore. You know what I mean? But he thinks it's cool that he's doing it up this way because that's what he did in there.
Well, and then part of it was probably that he was hoping you would ask him what the hell he was doing, so he could tell you.
Yeah, probably. Cause
why
I was like, man,
He's trying to get cool
there's
points.
steak and eggs in there, man. There's fucking Fruity Pebbles. I mean, there's all kinds of shit you can go eat in there. You know,
I'm gonna tell you a personal story like that if you don't mind. I'm gonna tell you, okay, you know, my son did 8 years, right, for a fight, and you know, instead of when the fight was over, you know, he took it too far, right? So he did some time, and when he got out, you know, I was trying to be understandable to his situation, obviously, but to also his mentality, right? Because that's what he lived for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It becomes you.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the life he had to live, right? And was forced to on his own actions, but he was almost bragging to me about the shit he was bragging to me about the shit he had to get done in there, and I would listen and I'd be like, okay. Finally, I had to just tell him, hey, look, man, there ain't nothing glorious about that shit. Okay, you did what you had to do. Now you need to leave that shit. there.
Gotta cut it, dude.
Or you ain't going no farther than that. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
100%.
And I told him that. He didn't like it. He didn't. Of course, he took it as I was attacking him. I wasn't. I said, hey, look, I want to see better for you. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a part of your life. That don't have to be you.
Yeah.
And
Some people get it and some people don't.
It's like an addiction, man. Any type of addiction you have, whether it's drinking, drugs, or whatever. That was your life before.
Yeah.
But now you stopped, and you're becoming a new person.
It's almost like that's who they identify with, or that's who, like, they don't have nothing else to identify. That creates their persona.
Yes.
That's their persona, and if they try to lose that, they feel like, who am I without this?
Right.
But you can be anything you want. I think people want to feel important,
Yes.
so they create this persona, whether it's negative or positive, and they want to be, I don't know, admired or respected for it, whatever. But in the end of the day, I don't think people really get it. Really, just having a fucking relaxed lifestyle, barbecuing, that's cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, people look at it like that's corny, or
not when you're 20. You know, a
Yeah.
20-year-old's gonna look at you like, that's fucking boring, right? But
right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
So those are the impressionable ages, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I hate when you see these older people. And when I say older, just, adults, 25, 30,
Yeah.
glorifying this ghetto-ass mentality, right? Because we all know where that leads to, man.
Right.
Yeah. 99% of the time that leads to you in a box and someone going, what the fuck happened?
Or you're back there again. You're back in.
Yeah.
They gotta get back in, dude.
I tell my kids all the time, I'll catch them listening to stuff, and I'll be like, please tell me you don't think that's cool. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, well, they get all defensive or whatever, right? Not my son so much, my daughter's the one I worry about, right? And I told her, that shit ain't cool. I said, those people are living that life right now. Wait till they're older.
And those people who she's listened to probably didn't even live that life. They're just telling the story from somebody else, because they said there is no real gangsters in rap. There's no real gangsters are in prison, right?
Right.
They ain't no killers talking about, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do this. If you were really doing that, you would already be in prison, locked up right now.
You ain't talking about.
They're selling people the fucking lifestyle that's really they're not even fucking living.
Right.
I trust you.
Yeah, they call it storytelling, but there has to. That's fine if it's storytelling, but there has to be a fucking learned lesson at the end of it.
Right.
It can't just be glorifying it. Like, yeah, this is cool. But that happens with social media and shit. Like, people or just highlight. We always talk about giving their highlight reel. People are always giving their highlight reel on social media. Their best thing. So everybody's looking like to movie stars or whatever. Like, I want to live like that. Like, I'm depressed because my life is boring. Like, no, you have a good life. You're not seeing all the negative shit that's going on in their life.
Well, that's the flip side of it, man. You got the people that glorify the bad or the negative part of it, but you also have people that are glorifying the really good shit. But they're not living that life, man. They're fucking.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You show them they're on vacation in like Hawaii or Bali or Tahiti or something like that. They didn't fucking save up to do that. They put it on a fucking $25,000 credit card. They're living that lifestyle, and 3 years later they're claiming bankruptcy. You never hear that they went bankrupt.
They are selling the fucking story. But everybody's selling a story to some point. That's what you do. You sell the story. But I don't know.
So I just can't stand. There has to be another side to all this stuff that's being put out there, right? And the only other place that side's gonna come from to your kids, when I say that in general is to your kids, is from you.
At the dinner table.
Wherever.
That's what we say. I say the dinner table, meaning in your house.
Right.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, 100%.
That's what we call real FaceTime, man. That's face to face.
And a lot of people hate censorship, right? Oh, you shouldn't censorship, But man, that took a lot of burden off of our parents. And they could just sit us in front of the TV, and they knew we weren't gonna hear nothing about sex.
Right.
Oh,
it's 100 times harder to be a parent now because there's so many outlets kids have that are influence your kids
right here.
nonstop, dude. Yep. And you got to be on it. I mean, you got to constantly, whether it's video games, like there has to be a time frame, a time limit.
Yeah.
Can't just be 12 hours of video games because it fucking fucks up your mind. I think with social media, the internet, all that shit, it's harder to be a parent nowadays than it was when our parents were, because they could just say, hey, go play. You go outside, go play, you just go play. But the kids don't even go outside and fucking play. I was just yelling at my son the other day, get on your bike. I said, let's go for a bike ride. That's what I told him. I said, you want to go for a bike ride? Nah, I don't want to go. Okay. And then he goes upstairs, and I go upstairs, and he's in the video games. I said, you know what? We don't have to go for a bike ride. Go down, sit on the couch, no video games all weekend. You know, you got to do shit. You can't just sit on there.
Yeah.
You don't have no interaction skills with people. You're becoming awkward because all you deal with, and everybody's clever. My son on text, that motherfucker's fucking Kevin Hart. He can fucking clown as fuck. But you talk to him one-on-one, he's like, I don't know. There's a big difference between
face-to-face
yeah.
Yeah. Losing it.
Yeah.
Well, let's roll on the... Let's roll on the hypocrites, man, because that kind of goes with what we were just talking about, man. So, came to my attention last night. I was talking shit to my kids about how their iPhone is their new god, and it's the new god for a whole generation, man, because people pay attention. They're not necessarily praying to it, but they pick it up. They're paying attention to it. It's a fucking necessity. It's such a drug, man. They need it all the time. First thing when they do in the morning is wake up, check their messages, all that shit, right? So I'm kind of giving it to them a little bit and talking to them about, hey, the only time you talk to God is before you go to bed, you know? Why don't you mix it up? Just use your phone before you go to bed and then preach God just for a day and see what happens, you know? And then I realized I was being a hypocrite because I do the fucking same shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. I remember years ago, right, when smartphones just came out and stuff, and we're talking about hypocrisy, right?
Yeah.
We're still going on hypocrisy. So I shunned it, man, forever. I had like a razor. Remember the razors, flip phones? And I was I can text, I can make a call. That's all I need. You know, the military.
3 numbers to send 1 letter.
Exactly, right? Yeah, ABC, 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, and I shunned it for a long time. But you know what sucked me in was the dang GPS.
Oh, yeah.
I started doing shit on the road, and it was just so much easier to go,
it is.
Where's the nearest Big Five?
Boom.
And then one thing, it just leads to another, And here I am bitching at my kids, like you're saying, because every time I open the door in their room, they're like, oh, hey, you know, and I'm like, hey, put that shit down. Well, I got up this morning, and I'm like, what are the fellas talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, there I am. Right with that shit, dude.
Or like mine tell me, well, Dad, every time you do something, you're listening to music, because I always got music going, right?
Yeah.
On my phone or whatever, so I'm using my phone to listen to music, even though I'm doing the yard work or whatever.
Right.
Well, I think we get so many now. Everybody gets their opinion or their morality, whatever, from the from internet, from phone. Nobody has like a fucking moral conviction before this. Like, okay, like we could talk about. You could Google anything that you tell me that give me statistics on. I could find something that opposes that. 100% easy, right?
Or gives you different numbers.
I think what we're losing is like a fucking like. Okay, I have a belief system, and this is my belief system, right? You can give me whatever numbers you can, but I still believe which way. I think we're losing that. Like my daughter showed me something. Oh, Dad, check this out. I'm like, that's just one fucking perspective of it. That's look, go back, search the site. It's probably all bullshit anyways. Have your own opinion, not opinion because these people give you numbers, but have an opinion because you have an opinion. Like,
because the source, man. Because if they have an agenda, that's what you're getting.
But we're getting off of hypocrite. Yeah, I am too. I mean, I go on it first thing in the morning. Yahoo News. I look at the news. I see the group text. See if anybody texts last night. I do the same fucking thing. Yeah. But it's like what we were talking earlier. Moderation. Everything's in moderation. Right. Like if I didn't go to work because I was on my fucking phone all day, then I have a fucking problem. Yeah. But like I tell my kids, hey, I pay the bills. I put food on the table. I turn the lights on. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what?
Here's another one, man.
You haven't done nothing yet to prove yourself.
One. You preach it all the time. Don't drink and drive. You tell your kids and stuff. You know, my kids are older. Don't drink and drive. You know, give me a call or whatever. But then I'll go somewhere and have 3 or 4 beers and then fucking drive home.
I do the same fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, 4 hours later, after dinner.
Yeah. Full stomach.
I always try to convince myself. Right?
Well, I'm good. I'm good.
Shit, I'm 250 pounds.
You're all weighing out the fucking...
It's been 20 minutes.
No. I took a piss.
Yeah.
But the hypocrisy of everything...
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I hear you about hypocrisy. Yeah, I text DG this week and I was telling him about fucking, you know, everybody will argue liberal, conservative, whatever. We all... speak what we try to portray ourselves to be, but really it's what we live, right? And I'm arguing with some guy who's conservative and call me a libtard or whatever, and I'm thinking, dude, your wife is on some fucking social program. You fucking hire illegals to do fucking yard work for you. I mean, all these stuff add up. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, I'm the libtard because what? I pay my taxes, I go to work, I don't borrow money from people, I do my own... How the fuck am I a libtard? I don't
Right.
understand. I live more conservative than most conservatives fucking live.
Than the people that claim to
Maybe
be.
because I have empathy and compassion. Maybe I'm soft. Whatever. But
Well, I
as
think
far as my
because-
lifestyle, I think I live a pretty conservative lifestyle.
I think you do too, but it's because you take certain hit points, like say immigration, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have a liberal point of view on it. So then the people think that you're liberal because that on that certain situation you have a liberal point of view. But that little.
But people
that
don't-
one-
people
that
don't
one
listen.
Point of view though doesn't encompass who you are. Or
No,
how you live your
it
life.
doesn't, and people don't listen. Every time I speak, I say, "No, obviously we have to have immigration laws." I said, "I think the immigration laws that we have are haven't been. They have to be updated. They're not parallel with the times we're living in. That's all I'm saying." Well, people will only hear, "No, you want people to come over here and get all these free." I said, "No, I never said that. You're not listening to me.
They
Nobody ever."
encompass your whole.
Yeah, it doesn't encompass what because and because your circumstances will dictate how you believe. Like so, you deal with your bubble, your life bubble. I deal with a lot of Mexicans. 95% of the people I deal with the last 25 years are Mexicans, whether they're legal or illegal,
Yeah.
right? And I have some empathy towards them. I know their families. I know their kids. I know what they're about. They're just here trying to work, stay below the radar, trying to have a good life. I understand there has to be laws. That's why me came up with different laws as far as like, okay, well, you're already here, you're working, pay taxes. We'll give you a 5-year break. You got to make sure everything's current, no felonies, and we'll give you citizenship.
Right.
Some other thing than that. That was my immigration. But since I said that, I'm a libtard.
No, we can obviously fix it, but let's stay on the hypocrite thing.
Yeah,
Forget-
hypocrisy.
Yeah, because if you recognize it yourself that you're being a hypocrite, that's the point where you need to either fucking back off or change your fucking tune you're singing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
So, yeah.
too many people don't.
Let me ask you this: if someone has done something, let's just use alcohol for an example, right?
Yeah.
And they approach you, do you feel they're being a hypocrite if they approach you in this manner? Hey, man, I made those same mistakes, and I think you're headed down that same road.
Yeah.
To you, that statement right there, if someone approached you that way, would you call that hypocrisy, judgment, or would you call that advice?
I think that's advice, man. Because
That's
if you've
advice.
been there, done that, yeah. But if you've been there, done that, and you're still doing it,
And then you're bitching at me
Yeah.
that I'm doing it?
Yeah.
That's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or judging you because you're doing it.
Fuck, dude.
or like, they're sitting there smoking a cigarette, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, you shouldn't smoke weed. Smoke
Yeah.
weed's so bad for you."
Yeah, they're sucking on the
Yeah.
tar stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking smoke. Oh, cigarettes are way better for me. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think daily we live in hypocrisy. We all live in hypocrisy daily.
we got some form of it. I'm just saying, I mean, when you recognize it, fucking.
But this is the hypocrisy that bothers me, especially has to do with a lot of family members, is that they're always promoting Christianity, fucking evangelicals and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. But that's a specific belief system that you have, and then you contradict yourself by saying when you're talking about immigration, well, we can't help those people. You help them. Like, okay, but you're contradicting yourself. Like, you can say I don't believe people should come over here illegally. Fine, that's fine. All right, but you can't say you can't help those people because in the basis of Jesus, the preaching of Jesus, you have to help everybody.
Yeah.
Like you're saying one thing and you're living another. Stop doing that. And I don't have no problem. There's a lot of people I know that don't believe in God and say I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my country. I can't even argue with that because that's their belief system.
Yeah.
But if your belief system is Christianity and you're preaching this other thing, you're a fucking hypocrite, dude.
Yeah.
You're just a fucking hypocrite.
I'm pretty sure that's a golden rule throughout all religion, though, is, love thy neighbor, right? Treat others as you want to be treated.
That's straight from Christianity, what you're talking about there.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those golden rules, you know what I mean? That floats through.
I think it floats through a lot of
Yeah, it
religions, like
Okay.
Buddhism and fucking.
Oh, that's one of the more peaceful.
How many terrorists or how many suicide bombings have been Buddhists? None.
No, they don't.
How many people have killed in the name of Christianity?
Oh,
millions.
millions.
Muslims, millions.
Millions.
All these other fucking Scientology, none.
Yeah.
I was like, they killing each other, bro. What are you talking about? Hard to kill people when you're locked up somewhere in the,
But hypocrisy, man. Everybody lives it. I don't know. It's just.
Right.
On the hypocrisy note, right? Real quick, I worked with a guy, great guy, right? I'm gonna put him on blast. His name is Mike Borba. He's a Portuguese,
Right on.
and he's a great guy to work with, man. And but he's a hard Christian. We've had some long talks, about the Bible, and I think it kind of shocked him how much I knew about the Bible, even though I don't go around claiming to be
Christian.
Yeah. So one day, this customer came in and was just, rude, right? You get some rude people that think you should know. But anyway, he got mad, dude. He got mad. I said, Mike, that's not very Christian of you. He's like, shut up. He goes, shut up, Daddy. You know, it kind of made him laugh, but I go, that wasn't very Christian of you. I said, there's no perfect Christian. You know, nobody's perfect. At some point,
you know, turn the other cheek. That's it, right?
But I think we're talking the hypocrisy is when you have a faith and then they excommunicate people. You can't have a religion and excommunicate anybody because the whole basis of the faith is to take in the word. The church is a hospital for sinners. It's not a museum for saints.
Oh, nice.
See, so if the church should welcome hookers, drug addicts, those are the people they're supposed to be helping.
Save, right?
Yes, not the people that you're not supposed to be having. These people that live the same lifestyle all the time and patting each other on the back how good you are. The church is there to fucking supposed to be helping people.
No, if you go to a church over there like off MLK and 34th, right, like First Episcopal Church, right, where they got maybe 35, 40 people going to church, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole different scene, and you do see those folks in that church.
Right.
But if you in turn go to off of Highway 50 in Bradshaw, you got Capital Christian Center, right? You got 5,000 people that go there every Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a different scene right there. You don't see any hookers, any drug dealers, or none of that. You see fucking ties, fucking Bentleys, fucking...
Yeah.
You know, it's a whole different scene. And that's the biggest hypocrisy you can see right
Everything.
now.
Our government's hypocrisy, fucking religion's hypocrisy, everything's hypocrisy.
Well, let's roll off of hypocrites, man. Fucking...
No.
How about negative news versus no news, or good news?
Man.
Right? Because everything I see on the news, I don't care what form it is, radio, television, YouTube, whatever, the negative shit always gets the fucking...
Oh, it's click. It's everybody wants to watch car accidents, dude. It's fucking clickbait. Like, I stopped watching news, like TV news. I don't watch TV's news no more because, first of all, I already know what CNN's going to say, and I already know what Fox is going to say. I already know where they're going to go. I already know their opinion. People only watch that to fucking, you know, to
reinstate their own
belief systems
for fellowship, man.
And to have it. Oh no, I'm telling you, 17% of. Well, they're gonna sell you that percentages. Like you go to CNN, they're gonna tell you the opposite. I stopped watching TV news completely.
That's one of my biggest ones when they're running all these preliminary polls and shit for fucking campaigns, right? You were fucking all wrong. They were all wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Some of them had Clinton winning 92% to 8%.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You were fucking wrong. So what? How am I gonna? Why would I trust you? Why would I fucking believe you? You're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, whatever they're selling, like the CNN will sell you a certain narrative of a person running for president, or Fox will tell you the opposite. What I've been doing lately is I'll go watch their interview for like an hour or two, or listen to their interview. I listen to Kamala Harris, I listen to Bernie Sanders, I listen to Mayor Pete, I listen to Andrew Yang. I listen to all of them for a couple hours. I just wanted to see, personally, I try to be non-biased and just listen to their bullshit. And most of it's bullshit, dude. Most of it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
the person, I mean, for me, the person that I kind of liked a little bit was Mayor Pete, but he don't have a chance because he's homosexual. People aren't going to vote a homosexual in. But just listening with blinders on, I mean, most of these people are saying, Bernie Sanders, he's saying this and this and this and this, but in every interview there's really no explanation on how any of this is going to get done. It's just sound bites. It sounds good.
It sounds shit like this, like, let's build a spaceship, we'll all migrate to Mars and start a perfect colony up there, right? That's what they're selling you. Mm-hmm. There's no way we got a spaceship that's gonna do it. We don't have the fucking technology. We don't have the money and none of that shit. But it's a great idea. Let's fucking stop all fucking global warming tomorrow. Right. I mean, that's what they're selling.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Earth is gonna burn up in 7 years.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, if the world's gonna die in 12 years, right? If the world's gonna be dead because of global warming in 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. Why did Obama and Michelle just buy a house in the Hamptons on the water? If their house is going to be underwater in 12 years.
Because they're going to fix it?
They'll fix global warming. Look, maybe that's the catch. Maybe they're going to say they fixed it.
I'm telling you this. Look, there is a need for regulation on. I mean, look what's going on in China, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen some of the rivers and and they don't have like a carbon problem in the air. They have a particulate problem in the air. Yeah. That's why you see them wearing a dust mask all the time. That's from their factories and stuff like that. So that kind of regulation on pollution here in the States, I completely agree with.
Absolutely.
Protect the earth. Yeah. I have no problem protecting the earth.
Right. I don't have a problem with that.
The oceans, man. They're fucking the oceans up big time, dude. They got like garbage barge in the ocean that's like 2 miles long. Have you seen that shit?
Well, I've seen the floating plastic. They call it. What do they call that? The island of plastic.
That's what I was thought. Yeah, it's fucking all debris. It's clinged together.
But what were you saying for Kevin interrupted you?
No, it's all good. That's all good. What I always go back to, right? Okay, I believe there's good intentions with, hey, let's keep things clean, but my thought process always goes back to the tiny little snapshot that we have been consciously a part of this earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know what the fuck this earth does to survive, to keep itself, to... There's been so many cycles that we can prove of
Great
global
flood.
warming, cooling, freezing,
Yes, dude,
the
we
ice
don't know
age, the
shit.
heat, yeah.
They just said the other day, I told my wife, I go, ooh, global warming, right? I always mess with her and stuff because she kind of like buys into some of that Kamala Harris stuff and all that, right? So I just always throw some points out there. But they said, okay, the record high, because we were like 101 the other day, right? Mm-hmm. The record high was set in 1931 for 108 degrees.
Yeah.
1931.
And this is what I say. What was
it's 100 years ago.
Yeah. What was the temperature like though 400 years ago?
Right.
On the same day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We have such a small snapshot that you can't make a "this is how it is" statement. You can't. Nobody can.
We could have a great earthquake that happens, right, and the whole world shifts. Or let's say, when it was Pangea, it was all together, right?
Yeah, Master Continent. Yeah.
And let's say in one day, the fucking everything broke apart. We wouldn't know that.
No, you wouldn't.
We wouldn't know if it happened. And let's say it's going to happen again in 5 years from now. The world's going to shift again like that.
Yeah.
Or flip axis or some crazy shit.
It's moderation. Everything in moderation. That's what it is.
You
It's
can't
like
moderate the earth, though.
no, moderation as far as like we can have smart. But what happens is when it gets diluted is when you start having money involved. Then there's people like we deal with construction, right? So we have stormwater pollution. We have all. It's all
runoff.
bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
There could be a fucking ditch, a dirty ass ditch, and they'll call that a stream. So it has to be protected. I mean, there'll be.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's a major cost now for the stormwater pollution of a project. It's a major cost. So the fines to say like a gallon of dirty water going down the storm drain is like fucking $50,000, dude. It's all money. It's all money incentive now.
But it's okay to shit and fucking throw your syringes on the fucking street and have that shit washed down into the fucking.
In certain areas, yeah.
In certain areas, yeah. So that's
at Harvey Park.
So we were on the negative news thing, right?
Negative news, man.
Man, they like you said, that's you basically have to look at these news agencies as their capitalism is their viewership.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they want something that's going to spark outrage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Spark outrage, and that's what gets everybody involved, and that's what gets everybody engaged. Well, let's keep pushing that narrative.
Headlines on phones. Yeah. Headlines. You ever read a headline? You're like, click it, and it had nothing to do with that headline.
Yes, exactly.
They just need, and once you click it, they got the click. Yeah. They got commercial. They got advertisers.
They don't care what you think about the content after that. Yeah.
There is an agenda on all the shows you see, whether it's Fox or CNN. You got the same anchors saying the same shit over and over and over, and they use the same words. It's happening with the people that are campaigning right now, right?
Yes.
Dude, you started listening to The Brilliant Idiots and listened to Charlemagne. Charlemagne went to Capitol Hill, and he's like, I realized something. I fucking went up there, and these same people that we think are fucking fighting for us and are fighting against each other, after their fucking meetings, they go to dinner together. They go to drugs. Yeah. So us together, we're arguing about politics and religion and shit, and we're mad at each other. Meanwhile, the people who are creating all these fucking laws are laughing at us. Yeah, it's divide and conquer. It's been doing this for forever. And all they do, they're all the same product. They're all the same fucking. All they're doing is try to create more wealth for themselves and keep the fucking poverty level down. We're gonna keep the separation of wealth is just growing and growing and growing, and we're falling for this bullshit. Whether we support Republicans, Democrats, they're all selling the same fucking narrative, dude. It's like it's their problem. It's their problem. We're everybody's pointing fingers, and meanwhile they're getting rich and rich and rich, and we're falling for it, dude.
Yeah.
We fall for that bullshit. It's all bullshit, dude. At the end of the day, you raise your family. None of these fucking politicians are driving you to work. You're gonna drive yourself to fucking work.
Right.
We fall into
is those taxes every year by the state. For me to have a 20-year-old truck, I'm still paying $300 and something a year. That's it, and there's someone you can point the finger at on that.
Yeah. And that's kind of our fault too, because we vote these people in.
Yes.
We voted on Prop 6 last year, dude, or 2 years ago.
Oh, the gas tax?
Yeah, and the fucking registration fees.
Yeah.
Who
Who voted to raise it though? I think
Everybody that voted.
I think they worded it where you had to vote yes
Yeah.
was a no, so people voted no. They do that shit, and people aren't informed where they're like, yeah, no, I don't want that. Well, actually, you voted yes when you voted fucking no.
No, that's right. That's exactly what it was.
Yep. My wife was confused on that.
Yeah.
I had to show her. I said, "Look, no, you're voting this way.
Yes for a no.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, negative fucking news is just
no for yes, right? Wouldn't it?
Yeah, but here's the other point of it. So I'm surprised not one channel has tried all good news, because you watch any show, right? Any news show, at the very end of the show, they'll have a little clip, like 30 seconds or something, of a guy saving a fucking tree. Or I saw one the other day. It was kids were breakdancing down on K Street. Right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And this fucking cop came up and he was talking to him and stuff.
He started moonwalking or some
Dude,
shit.
he started fucking,
That's
he started doing the gyro
Was
spin
it
and all
Cosmo?
that shit.
Was it Cosmo?
It could have been Cosmo. It's a great story, man, and it makes you smile and you're happy. It's like you watch Ridiculousness, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every clip on there's got a point. It's gonna make you laugh or make you fucking scream or something.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, why can't they fucking roll a whole TV news thing on just good news?
Because
man?
most people like negative shit, dude. Like how many times I even tell Sarah sometimes she'll people like, oh look at the ASPCA, the fucking animal shit. They'll show dogs getting fucking hurt. I can't even watch those commercials.
I hate
And I hate when people
I'm like, fuck.
people post that shit over and over. No, yeah, but we're trying to bring awareness to it. Like I already know it exists, motherfucker. I don't need to be fucking brought down. My day doesn't need to be down by watching this shit. I don't like. I'm literally not getting where I'm watching any kind of negative shit or negative. Sarah will say, "Did you see that?" I said, "I don't want to hear about it. I don't want no negative shit in my life. My life is coming." Less and less time. I got less and less time on this earth. I just want to enjoy my shit and waste it on negative fucking shit.
I don't want to
That's
waste it
okay.
being pissed off or
A positive channel, man, and I don't care. You can do positive shit on politics. You can do positive stuff on sex, drugs. There's all kinds of positive stuff that just not being reported. Man.
That's why I like Rogan, because Rogan has so many different people. He'll listen to their perspective.
Yeah.
He'll listen and he'll be like, okay, well that makes sense, or no, I don't really agree with
or
that.
tell them, what the hell? Where did you get that? And make them explain it.
Yeah. That's why I like Rogan. There's so many, a wide variety of guests on there, and he lets everybody explain himself. There's podcasts have changed a lot of that for a lot of people. People are going to more podcasts because they want to hear two people talk about what they don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Long-term is that the right?
Yeah.
Long-term conversation.
Yeah.
Is way more informative than a 5-minute soundbite. Here, tell us what you want to do.
Yeah, because you can explain yourself.
Because what happens is,
Or you cannot explain yourself and be exposed for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just throwing bullshit out.
or like we're viewers.
17,
We're
18%.
all viewers. Besides being on the show, we're all viewers though, and we got that perspective, and that's what people watch and see for us. What the fuck they're gonna talk about? What's going on? We throw something out there that they're not thinking about today. They just did.
And we're just,
Right.
when we're thinking like everybody else is thinking, we're just throwing shit on the wall, see what sticks. And you know what? I say shit all the time. I'm like, say shit out loud, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I was wrong. That was fucked up. I was wrong. I mean, but I'm just thinking out loud. That's why I like this shit, because you could just think out loud, say some shit, go back and be like, yeah. Because I'll listen to like a fucking 6 months ago something I said, and I'll be like, oh, that was so fucking retarded. Why did I even fucking say that?
But that's where you were 6 months ago.
Yeah. Right?
We're always evolving.
I'll give you one that came up recently to me. Is, I used to say like a lot of gay guys do that. Like whatever you're doing, like you can be getting a soda or you could be making pizza or whatever. But I say a lot of gay guys do that.
Wearing salmon pants.
Yeah, and it was the salmon pants. A lot of gay guys do that. Well,
Gyrate.
It was kind of a funny thing, but now we've gotten into this PC culture where you can't say shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody else heard it and they're like, "Oh, he just called you a faggot."
Yeah, they spin it.
Faggot never came out of my mouth,
right.
But now they're spinning it to where I just called you a faggot.
Well, that's why, this, like Dee said, this long-term talk thing where you can actually explain what you mean when you're talking about it. Like, you could say, yeah, that guy's fucking retarded. And you're not saying a mentally challenged person, and you're making fun of him. You're just saying that guy's stupid. That guy's made a stupid mistake. I don't know how many times people are fucking...
and by the term, you're not putting down retarded people by saying that. You're just saying... That
that's not your intention.
You've never taken offense to it.
Yeah.
So, why should...
I don't. Considering the source it comes from.
Yeah. As a homosexual...
Guy with a 79 IQ cusses you out. You don't get shot,
Yeah.
9-year-old blew his mind away.
Grain of salt. Yeah.
When it comes from a libtard, you don't get upset,
Nah. Outrage culture.
What do we got? How about
finish off,
no,
top it off, put the cherry on top, Fraser. Put the cherry on top, motherfucker.
We didn't even do the credit card shit, but how about our hometown news? But how about we do our stories?
Yeah,
stories. Got a little story. Go ahead, DJ.
Go ahead, DJ. You're the guest.
Well, before we started recording, we were talking about like food. You know, like someone prepares food for you. And my worst thing is like a hair in my food, right? I was like, it kills me. You almost made me gag with that story you were telling me a little while ago. I was like,
me and Flory made a pube sandwich before, burger.
Yeah. So here's what I was just like, yeah, and then I realized what you said. I was like, get the fuck out. But no, I was in the mess hall. We were in Iraq at Talil Air Base, and you know, we try to go there as a group, right? Your squad, whatever. A few guys. Always never travel alone. Even if you're on base. So we're headed to the mess hall, and I got one of my soldiers with me, and you know, we get some chow and stuff, and he gets a bowl of chili, right? And he sits down. I'm not paying attention to him or whatever, right? I'm taking my rifle off and shit, and going to sit down, and this girl goes, ugh, and she gets up and takes off, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if she's okay, you know, or whatever, like that. And then my soldier starts fucking laughing, dude. And then I go, what's so funny, dude? Well, the tip of his finger was cut off. Mm-hmm. You know, he lost it in a machine. He was, you know, working on shit and crushed it, and it got, so he has a prosthetic. Mm-hmm. When he set his bowl of chili down, he grabbed his spoon or fork or whatever to go down, and his finger fell off in the chili.
In her chili?
In his own, in his own chili, like that, right? And he grabbed it. This all happened he grabbed it and went and sucked the chili out.
Just like you would do your own finger.
It's his own finger. Yeah. It's his own prosthetic finger, but it grossed her. I mean, she literally gagged. She said, and she just took off hella fast.
That's how you get to the stories. Like some dude found a thumb in a bowl of chili at Wendy's.
I heard
That's where they come from.
Right.
Well, we asked one time, me and Flory, we asked this fucking older chick who's like, go buy us beer, and she was like, no. I'm like, come on, we'll make you a hamburger. We were at Flory's house. We're gonna make. She's all, you'll make hamburger. We'll make hamburgers. She's like, okay. This is so fucked up. So she goes to the store to go hamburger. So we're mixing hamburger meat. And
you're not trying to say who this is, this female?
I don't remember her name, to be honest with you. It was one of Ivy's friends.
Oh, okay.
It was an older lady, right? And then so me and Flory fucking like, I don't know who instigated. It was probably Greg, because Greg does a lot of bad stuff. So he's like, we take clumps of pubes and we mix it in with the hamburger meat. We're just smashing.
Literally do that?
Literally just make hamburger patties. So we made hamburger patties, and she got there. She's like, oh, look at that juicy burger. So she's eating. She's like, thanks guys. She's eating the burger, and she pulls it away, and just like a handful of pubes just come right out. That was a pube burger story. That's so terrible. That's terrible. Like something like that.
It had crabs in it, obviously.
Actually, I think I told Greg not to do it, and he did it. It was all him. It wasn't me.
Yeah, right. Instigator.
Yeah.
Who's ever not here? It was fun. That's my little burger story.
Oh.
Alright, my story comes. I was last week kicking it with a couple bros. We went and had some beers and stuff, Pepsi and some beers out at the river.
Oh my gosh!
This place Tony's in Walnut Grove.
Pepsi at 45.
Yeah, we're playing fucking darts, and I lost. They kicked my ass because I was playing with the owner. So owner's doing this and that, and I said, "Fuck it, I need a new partner." So I look in there. There's one family eating. It's a dude, his wife, and two girls. I already had a few beers, so I have my liquid courage going. I go up and hit him in the middle of his meal. I'm like, hey, can you come over and play darts with me? And he starts speaking London, you know what I mean? He's got that accent right off the bat, so I'm like, oh, fuck.
British accent?
Yeah. Is that what you mean by that?
I know he's from London, so I don't know what his accent, whatever London is.
British.
I don't speak Londonese, but So dude comes over and plays, and he's a ringer. He fucking knows how to play cricket.
Because he's playing at the pubs.
Yeah,
he's at the pubs.
Do, man. That's what they don't have televisions in London, so they just play darts.
Every road is still cobblestone, right?
They still have horses.
This guy.
But so me and this dude play, and just get to talk to him. His name's Martin. What's up, Martin? And I had one of the show shirts on. So when we're done, he asked me about that shit. So I took it off, gave it to him. I said, hey man, when you get back to London, hit us up on the podcast and stuff. I'll send you out a shirt or whatever. But they were here on vacation from London, fucking around in California. I don't know how they ended up out in Walnut Grove, dude, but they ended up out there. But that was my story, man.
Just
Making friends across the pond, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you lost me. I was like waiting for a food story.
Yeah,
man.
so I was waiting for like his
a punchline.
like the dart.
Fuck, I'm
like,
never getting that time back,
No,
dude.
but
That was brutal. That was a brutal fucking story, bro.
Hey, that was your. I did a good deed,
Can we?
man. That's good news. Well, what are we talking about? Was that your?
Can we edit that out of the fucking video?
Hey, was that your Flory story?
The puke
Hey,
was the floor.
before we're getting close to the end, I want
Yeah.
you to tell the fucking you working doing landscaping around golf.
Oh, that's right. Picking up the slack for the city.
All right. So what I did was that City of Gulf, they stopped mowing our shit, or they're doing it once a month, and they're only watering once a week.
And you're talking about the like Caribbean
The
landscaping,
medians, the walkways, the paths, and all that kind of stuff.
little
So
trees and stuff.
I just said, fuck it. I went and got my lawnmower, my blower, my weed eater. Got out there. It's hotter than shit, so I took my shirt off.
Just horseshoes
Yeah.
out. Wow.
I did this sober, too. I wasn't fucked up or nothing.
No Pepsi? You're just drinking Pepsi?
And, dude, I'm mowing from pole to pole, and I got people stopping, saying what's up, what's going on, honking. Because everybody knows, man, if you go out
They
there,
all know about it now,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
all fucked up, man. So, next thing I know, I got a fucking landscaping crew that peeped up on me, asked me what I was doing. I said, man, I'm just tired of seeing it look like shit. Because they're trying to get the job,
They're
or
trying
they're
to
trying
get
to get the contract. Or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And I'm not shitting you, it was about 10 minutes later when the Gulf PD showed up, and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like,
Really? The cops showed up.
He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm just mowing this and that. And he's like, dude, you need to get your stuff. Come on, man, because what if you get hit out here, or what if there's an accident, or there's insurance, or all kind of stuff going on. I'm just like, I'm not gonna fuck around with the cops, you know.
Yeah, well, right.
So I just packed my shit up and came home. But the very next day, dude, fucking they mowed all that whole fucking strip. If you look now, it's all mowed, and it's because
I noticed that on the way in.
So whoever seen me or whoever got the City of Gulf to come out and do that shit, thank you, because they need to do their fucking job.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome if you had a fucking truck and you put like Jim Bowles, all the tweakers in the back, and fucking went out and just started doing lawn work? Like they had just had scissors.
Random.
Like we had the Pepsi brothers. They were just cutting everything with scissors and coke coming down their nose. Fucking.
That would be awesome.
Cecilia bringing them lemonade and shit. I had to put that one on. Like you said, though, they outlive everybody.
They outlive everybody, dude.
Tweaker's lifespan's 120 years, dude.
I know a couple people who tweaked out. They probably lived to about 90, 95 and fucking killed all the germs in their body.
It's insane to me, dude, how horrible someone can live. And then you're like 48 and they're like, you got cancer.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's been on heroin for 30 years, dude. They got nothing can live
Look
inside.
at Keith Richards, dude.
Woo!
Look at fucking Keith Richards, man.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, sorry.
Appreciate you, DG.
Hey,
Thanks
man.
for coming in,
Thanks
man.
for having me. Always
Yeah,
good.
oh, yeah.
Always good. It's the only time I get to see my compadre, so I was like, I better show up.
See you next week.
Next
Remember,
week?
hit subscribe.
Peace. Oh, shit. Oh, man. You guys are still going?